Nadine Sutherland, cause we triumphant, because we not stay down, we not go down. Stop one like we are cause we triumphant. Yeah, this is Nadine Sutherland. Beat up Rockers TV with Urchin.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at noon. It's Monday, the 1st of September 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. As things heat up on the campaign trail, Prime Minister and Jamaica Labour Party leader Dr. Andrew Holness has pledged to double the minimum wage if his party secures a third consecutive term in office. Now, Mr. Holness made the announcement on Sunday while addressing the GLP's closeout rally in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He also signaled a policy shift, saying a future JLP administration would move away from the concept of a minimum wage and instead implement a livable wage to better reflect the real cost of living. The Prime Minister and JLP leader told party supporters that the commitment underscores his government's focus on improving the lives of working Jamaicans. Now, the announcement comes just 2 days before Jamaicans head to the polls in the general election. Meanwhile, People's National Party and PNP President Mark Golding is doubling down on his party's proposal to raise the income tax threshold to $3.5 million if elected. Mr. Golding says the plan would bring relief to workers across the board by allowing them to take home more of their earnings. He outlined the commitment while addressing the PNP's final rally in Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay, St. James on Sunday. In the meantime, Mr. Golding is accusing the JLP of serving themselves and not the people. Mr. Golding declared that he's committed to serving the people of Jamaica, adding while addressing the issue of contract work abuse and end taxes on overtime pay if successful in the elections come Wednesday.
We want to ensure that the contract work abuse that goes on in various sectors of the economy, having our workers on a string like a yo-yo, denying them the rights that they should have as full-time employees. We're going to put a stop to that abuse. And the security guards, and the police, and the firemen, and any worker who earns overtime pay in this country, if your earnings are under $6 million a year, you will not be taxed on your overtime, because we know you need that little break to make your life that much easier, that much more bearable, that much nicer.
And a disruption to the start of the new school year has been averted after the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, confirmed that the government has submitted a new wage offer to the union. JTA President Mark Malavra says in light of the development, the association's action committee has been asked to place a pause on any industrial action it was contemplating. He explained that the pause will allow the new offer to be tabled before the JTA's Salaries and Conditions of Service Committee, where it will be carefully reviewed and deliberated. Now, the JT, however, stressed that the pause doesn't signal satisfaction with the offer. Instead, the association says it reflects its ongoing commitment to principled and constructive engagement, even as it continues to advocate for fair and just treatment for Jamaica's teachers. In the meantime, when asked about the wage negotiation for the teachers at a recent JLP press conference, this was Finance Minister Favour Williams. Now, we do apologize for the absence of that clip. Now, there's a 5% increase in the number of people killed in road crashes since the start of the year. The information is contained in the latest report on fatal collisions and road deaths by the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch of the JCF. Now, from January 1 to September 1 this year, 260 people have died in 227 fatal crashes. Now, that represents a 5% increase in fatalities compared to the same period last year, with 13 more lives lost and 12 additional crashes recorded. Now, the data also shows a troubling spike during the summer months, with July recording 40 deaths, almost double the figure for the same month last year. Now, Dr. Lucian Jones, who is the Vice President of the National Road Safety Council, says while the police report offered some encouraging signs, there was also worrying news, and the NRC is hoping for policy changes after the general election. And it's now time for a break, but stay with us. More when we return.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
It is going to take divine intervention.
Faith without works is dead. Divine intervention without action won't make me feel safer. Being tough on crime will. This year, murders are down another 43%. That's over 300 fewer lives lost than this time last year. That wasn't an accident, it was action. I need warriors against crime, not guardians of it. Ending gun violence, illegal guns off the street, more judges and a paperless court system, and long-term systematic change. That's real justice. That's the safer Jamaica I want to live in. I don't want to turn back now.
Choose results you can count on. Put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
We're here to tell you about the never-before-seen competition airing on Lewis Industrial's YouTube channel.
That's right, that's LIG's Master Mechanic Competition, where 6 teams will compete for a cash prize of 500,000 Jamaican dollars and the title of LIG's Master Mechanic. Subscribe to Lewis Industrial on YouTube and catch each episode every Saturday at 8 p.m.
The first episode drops in August.
So don't try to miss it, you hear?
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now, for today's live segment discussion, we're going to be discussing the proposal by JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness to increase the minimum wage if his party is elected. So joining us now is Antoinette Hamilton, who's the president of the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises sector in Jamaica. Good afternoon, Ms. Hamilton.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers and listeners.
All right, so Dr. Holness has announced plans, like I said, to increase the minimum wage should he be elected for a third term. With this change, how could this impact small business owners?
Thank you for that question. Well, with a 1% growth target, I foresee a negative impact. One of the things that we have to understand is that if the economy is not growing at a pace that can generate business activity for businesses so that they can be more profitable, then it may be difficult for us to sustain increased minimum wages. Yes, we support an increase in the wages for minimum wage workers, such as persons probably leaving high school or persons who are helpers, etc. We support an increase. However, when the economy is not growing at a pace that will support business activity, it is difficult for us to absorb a significant increase in the minimum wage. So while we embrace an increase, the percentage increase is not sustainable for small businesses.
So you mentioned helpers. What exactly are some of the ways in which persons who have helpers and, other domestic assistants, in what ways will they have to alter their budgets?
Well, certainly, most business owners sometimes have to recruit helpers to support the home. You're paying helpers and you're also paying workers. Remember, minimum wage means an increase in the minimum wage means an increase in the cost for businesses. And so for these low-skilled jobs, it is not sustainable for us to absorb such high costs if it is that the economy is not growing. There is little or no economic activity to support these increases in costs. What we would have expected is that there would be greater consultation with the private sector before such an increase is in effect. So this is not like a government policy on taxes, which would not directly affect the private sector. So, for example, with the 3.5 increase in the tax threshold, that does not directly affect businesses. That helps the consumers, the employees. But when you increase the minimum wage, what you're saying is that the businesses now have to, or they are mandated to pay this amount as a minimum. And I think that something like that requires consultation with the private sector, with the MSME sector, to see how feasible such an increase is for our businesses, because this will mean some will have to go out of business or will have to employ less people.
So just for clarity, you're saying that no consultation whatsoever was done with the private sector?
Well, I don't know if consultation was done with other representatives of the private sector, but I'm absolutely certain there was none with the MSME Alliance, which is one of the leading representatives for micro, small, and medium enterprises in Jamaica.
All right, so we're going to continue this conversation right after this break. Please stay with us.
You know what's sweet? The new pack sweet living promotion. Win great prizes. Living room set, or bedroom set, or kitchen appliance set. Plus 2 consolation prizes of AC units. Send in 5 new pack labels or receipts. Labels must belong to at least the new pack canned beans or peas, new pack ketchup, and new pack oil categories. Fill out the tagline. New pack, more than just value. Place your entry in one of the drop boxes at participating outlets. Enter by mail or online at newpackjamaica.com. Time to live sweet. Enter the new pack sweet living promotion. July 13th to September 6th. See the press for more details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Need to pass your CSEC CAPE exams to get that dream job or to qualify for university? Then Distinction College is the school for you. We have locations in Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Elizabeth and Ocho Rios. Start day, evening and Saturday classes this coming term and sit CSEC CAPE exams for January's resit or May-June. Maths, law, science, English. We have the lowest school fees. Register before the end of the month and win an entire term free. Call us at 354-8560.
The Reggae Boys' road to FIFA World Cup qualification intensifies this September. On Tuesday, September 9, the National Stadium comes alive when the Reggae Boys battle arch rivals Trinidad and Tobago, starting at 7 p.m. Gates open at 4 p.m. Tickets VIP $10,000, grandstand $7,000, bleachers $2,000. Get yours now at jff.quaped.com. All away, one team. Presented by the Jamaica Football Federation. Sponsors Adidas, Ray and Nephew, Sun
Sunshine Snacks, Water, Powerade, St. Mary's, True Shake, Stewart's, and Just Fat.
Being told if you with them, I gone with them till then sick. Say them a go box and thump and kick.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orvin Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Service.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now, before the break, we were talking to Miss Antoinette Hamilton about the proposed increase in the minimum wage. Now, Miss Hamilton, prior to the break, you were talking about some of the downfalls, where this proposal is concerned. Talk to me about some of the benefits that we can look out for.